Hello and welcome to 502 Sessions. I'm your host, Brian Kirby. My guest today is Shaun England and his band. Shaun started out as a jazz guitarist about 25 years ago, and he's made the transition to original blues music. Shaun has been recognized by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for both his songwriting ability and his general contribution to the arts. In 2014, his original song, Tied to the Tracks, was nominated for Song of the Year by Limelight Music Magazine. Shaun England.
I wonder how arson and engines moan. They misled me to buy a farm they're gonna knock down. They knew the land was tired, turned and beat when I signed the lines to fight the banker's smile. Dust rolls and waves, an ocean, a deceptive sea. My plow's getting weary, my farm turned mean. Gotta move my family to where the land still feeds. The dust ain't clearing, I can't see. I've lived, God thinking he's testing me. Devotion, trust, washing dust, a mystery. Soil's grown cold, my faith strained, nothing sold, I'm afraid. Banker knocks on my door, says you gotta leave, you don't own it no more, it belongs to me. We dug too deep as I toiled, the land was teaching me. Could I have planted a little deeper to keep the bank away? My brother's keeper, there had to be another way. The rains that never came, the dust bowl we'd create. The farmer before me, he saw the same. Dust flooded the bankless, the rich, shadowed the plain. crying. The wizard comes around the night. She ain't buying. It's sacrifice if she wants to fly. No scarecrow, no lion, who can help her this time? She's on her own. She finds it's a long road. She's followed all she's known in disguise. That twister was mean, made the country hard. It took everything, turned the village dark. The wizard becomes a king and does what he wants. Behind the curtain it seems he's fooled everyone. No one really knows where they've gone. She gave her soul to the king when she opened the door. Takes what it brings, looks for the lion from the floor. The scarecrow didn't bother to reach out to her. When you place your hand on the fire too many times, you get burned. The witch laughs and tears drop to the ground. From the sky she passes over the house, with Dorothy's friends wait and ask, is she ever coming out? Was this her last chance? And she found if you fly too high, you don't always come down. I'm leaving this town, gonna ride the rails for a while. Preacher man comes around, knows I hang tomorrow. Tells me I'm bound and I'll pay for the time I borrow. I need no magic, need no healing. Won't get down on my knees, won't do any pleading. There's a line out there I'll ride, the blind can't see it. I'll put my faith in steam, a communicant of the tracks. Mulberry trees, branches bent as I pass. And don't wait for me, I won't be back. Oh, my trial, it'll soon be over. And that hangman loses his smile as I'm lowered to a grave of rail, steel and cold. That's where I'm going. Ironwood, where the smoke is blowing.
Oh, Shaun, it's nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having
And
us.
you're quite welcome. And we know each other because when you were a jazz guitarist, we worked together some.
That's right. Yep.
in-
Many years ago.
So, what happened? I'm just kidding you. I'm just kidding
Well,
you.
it's a long story.
No, so actually, how did you consciously make a move to original blues writing, or was it just something gradual where you?
No, I always wrote, and I decided to just concentrate on that rather than do the jazz things. I get tired of playing standards, and
Had enough of There'll Never Be Another You?
as a matter of fact, I did. That's exactly the song, too.
How did I know that was the song?
So I had enough of that, and I think a lot of people have had enough of it, but they don't realize it yet. But anyway, I just stuck with with my writing. I figured that was more of the path I wanted to take.
And did you just all of a sudden say, I'm not doing another wedding, restaurant, standard gig, I'm making a commitment to this, and I'm now Shaun England?
It was pretty much just like that. Yeah, I just had enough of playing, cocktail hours and weddings and you name it,
And did you record any CDs under your?
I played on Johnny Sousa's first CD, which was a CD of standards. I did that, and I did a lot of jazz, quote-unquote jazz things. A lot of with these guys and with other people. I played with a lot of different people, and we worked a lot. But I just, for me, I just had enough of it,
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't like your cat got run over by a steamroller and you had the blues and boom, you're now a new musician. It was.
No, I got run over by the steamroller.
Well, you got hit. It was like getting hit by a truck. It was just you said, I have had it.
I just had enough. Like
got
I
it,
said,
yeah.
There's only so much you can do with it, and no one's really listening to you anyway. I could have been doing anything back there. I could have been juggling, for crying out loud.
All right. So when you switched over, let's talk about your music now. That's okay. Let him go.
Comedy act too.
Let him go. So let's talk about your music now. So what was the first song?
The first song was a song called Dust Bowl, and I wrote that after, I reread The Grapes of Wrath, and it was based basically on that.
So that was your inspiration.
That one's relatively new. That's not the first song I wrote.
No, I understand that, but a lot of times, I guess I'll ask this question right away as I ask, what's the writing process like for you? And so what I mean by that, are you driving in the car and you get hit by a stroke of lightning, or do you sit down and write? So the Dust Bowl, you sat down to write that song.
I take a concept from either, or it can be a variety of things. One thing I try not to do is to and draw any sort of inspiration within the medium that I am working in, meaning music. So I don't want to write a song because I like the way whoever, Ray Charles or whoever, I don't want to emulate anybody like that, although I don't mean that as a derogatory thing, but what I mean is I like to draw sources from other mediums of art.
Well, you can be influenced by without emulating.
And he is an influence to everybody. But what I mean is I think if you draw your inspiration or you try to be like so-and-so, I don't think it's going to be as pure, I guess.
Inspired but not copied. Yeah.
So there are the majority of things that I concepts and things that I come up with are from other sources, whether it be books or painting or whatever.
Well, tell me about Dorothy's Crying then, because...
Well, Dorothy's Crying was, I had a blues track that had never been finished, and I was going to write, I had to write a lyric to go along with it, just to add something because I didn't want the track to be wasted. But then as I went along, I realized, well, this has got a little more to it than I thought, and it becomes a story. So.
And then what was the last song you just played?
Iron, Wood, and Smoke.
Okay, so tell me about Iron, Wood, and Smoke, because that almost, I don't mean this derogatory, but it almost came off sort of, was it not like a 60s boogaloo at one point, or there was something in there that seemed...
That was another one.
Changes the progression.
Yeah, that...
you know what I'm saying?
I think so, but that one was sort of, it's about escaping life, I guess, in general. And I use the metaphor of the train and the whole, you know, I'm trying to remember.
Iron, wood, smoke.
Right, and that's what I did. I used the metaphor of sort of riding on the rails. I think initially that was, most of these things were like original, they were stereotypical blues things, and I expanded on them a little bit.
So you'll start out with a basic form in the lyric, and then you'll...
Sometimes I start out with an idea. That one was the idea of escaping on a train, getting away from a lot of things. And most of that is autobiographical because I was probably trying to get away from something.
Okay.
My wife, mainly. But
I take it that didn't work out for you?
It didn't, because well, when we get to Tied to the Tracks, we'll talk about that one. That's another train one, but that had to do with...
And it's over now, so we're totally in the clear. No, but we're recording this, and of course it's going out on the internet for the world to see, so we're cool talking about it.
Sure.
Great.
I'm okay.
And what was her name?
She's still alive.
Well, I was going to just say...
You can see her running after me behind the...
So,
yeah.
Okay, so you may have transitioned because you got hit by a steamroller, but now you have the blues. So
I know.
See, it's kind of working out for you.
It is, I know. I'm trying. I try to stay positive.
Okay, well, nothing like the blues for that, so good job. All right, Shaun, do you have some more songs for us?
We do.
All righty. Shaun England and his band. Shaun England on guitar, and he's the composer and vocalist. John DiSanto on drums, Steve Skop on bass, and Jeff Williams on keyboard.
The hour's late, I'm far from home. I sailed so far away from the shore. I haven't prayed like this before. On my knees I'll stay. Do you hear me, Lord? Led astray down a road I knew not to take. Now I'm gone, oh, I'll wait till I'm found. I have my faith I shouldn't have put down. I'm so sorry, Lord. I've gone so far. I have no answers, Lord. That's where I'll start. I am so low, and I'm lost, left here alone with only my thoughts. All I've known, falling apart. It's time to go where the healing starts. I'm so sorry, Lord. I've gone so far. I have no answers, Lord. That's where I'll start. some remain, some were saved. It's been a while since the sun shone on my face, but I see it every day. My commanders are left, they are slain. Shadow from a sun sewn on a flag. Shines, laughs at me at night. I see the blood in the wind as it blows by. The mountains will watch me as I die. Though ghosts speak to me as they walk by. If I'm born, we'll march this way again. There are angels here among us, evil ain't too far away. There are angels here among us, evil ain't too far away. Decide which side you're on while you're in this temporary place. The sun sank tonight, city's gonna be dark for a while. The sun sank tonight, city's gonna be dark for a while. Hope you find your way out while there's still a little light. Broke down inside. I'm broke down inside. I'm broke down inside. get lost in the dark. Some can't find their way, they're lost in the dark. When night turns to day, you can't tell which ones they are. Today, madmen running wild. I hear the newsman and he says we're on scene, shots are fired. I seen too many buildings fall, too many cities drowned, too many children die. Broke down inside. I'm broke down inside. I'm broke down inside.
.502 Sessions back with Shaun England. So, the hour's late. Tomorrow I dig my grave and broke down.
Yes.
I'm starting to get the blues here. I'm starting to get the blues.
There is a little bit of sadness in there.
So are those...
Not just the music.
So were those songs inspired by poetry or writing? Or
Tomorrow I Dig My Grave, there was a book called Ghost Soldiers, and I read that. That was about POWs in Japan during World War II. The Hour's Late is actually an older song. There was really nothing with that one particularly. I just, I don't really know where I came up with the idea for that one, but I think the metaphor of the sailing, getting so far away from things, even though there's a religious overtone, it's not necessarily a religious.
And then Broke Down was a different feel. The title of the title of the tune set me up for something else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the feel can still be, it's still a, pretty movable kind of feel to it, but, the subject matter is just sort of about the news at the time when I wrote that one,
Current events, so you're inspired.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about your bandmates here. Are these, so you've got John...
I have John DiSanto on drums, and Steve Skop is on bass, and Jeff Williams is on piano.
And so are these members flexible in terms of what I don't mean flexible in terms of yoga, but do they rotate? Because I think I've seen some of your clips and the bass player is different sometimes, or?
Yes, it does. It does rotate. I mean, if someone gets a gig that pays $20 more, they'll go and do that. Or if they get a gig that pays, they'll go and do that. But it does rotate. I like to use different people for different things.
So you write on your own then? In other words, what I'm saying is sometimes when I have people come in and they're the leader or the front man and the band is named after them, they will take a song, sketch it out, and they'll take it and write part of it with their band. But you write the entire song and then bring it to them and say, here's the song, or do they have input?
Oh, they have input, absolutely. In fact, with
Okay.
Broke Down, Actually, with all of them, I go in with thinking maybe it's going to be one way, and then someone will have an idea, or John will have a different feel, or somebody will throw this in or that, and it does. I'm definitely open to, you know, any kind of contribution. I mean, I write the lyrics in the basic form, you know, the song form, but these guys are all very experienced players and have been around, and I respect what they have to say, and when they bring it in different directions, I like it. And then with any of these, actually with the Hours Late, we used to do it more like a country kind of feel. So you can take all of them and change them around, and it's fun.
So that's where the old-time country mixed with
Blues probably came
in.
from, yeah, someone said
Someone put that, and now it's part of your...
Right.
How old were you when you started to play?
About 12.
12. Was that guitar? Did you start on piano?
I started on trumpet, and I moved to guitar pretty quickly.
Where did you grow up, actually?
Well, I was born in England, and I grew up in, we moved to Brockton here, and then East Bridgewater is where I went to school.
And so you took trumpet through the band program at
Yes.
school?
Yep.
And then were you in the band, or you didn't take it long?
I was in intermediate school, you know, in whatever grade that is, but I wasn't in there very long.
Yeah, and then you switched to guitar? Because
Yes.
it was more...
I liked it. I liked it a little. I just always, I liked that type of music that, you know, I didn't really listen to
Trumpet.
trumpet players.
Did you take lessons? Or
Yes,
did you teach
I took a few lessons. Most of it I learned, though, on my own, I think, and the experiences of playing in bands, even as a kid, I think that's where I learned most of my stuff.
And did you go through to college as a musician? Or?
I studied at Berkeley for a very short time, but again, most of my experience has been playing just gigs, you know, and things.
No kidding. Do you teach now yourself? Or
I don't, no. I did for a little while, but I don't.
If people enjoy your music and some fan comes up and says, "Oh, can you teach me to play like that?" You say, "No, get away from me."
I do. I actually.
Or you hand them somebody else's business card.
No,
Never the blues man here.
I suggest certain guitar teachers, you know, that would probably be beneficial for all parties.
And you don't have the patience to teach, or it's just not something that interests you?
I'm not interested in it. I don't think I'm really that interested in it.
Okay. No, that's cool. It's good to hear that.
But I do like, I shouldn't say I don't like to teach. I do like to, I've offered to help people without being paid. I would certainly do that.
So more of a mentor then?
Yeah, and if anyone wants, if people, as they're going along, if they just want to, they have different things, I would definitely help people out. I just, as a structured teacher, I just don't do that.
No, I understand. That's fine. So what music did influence you when you were coming up through then?
Rock, music, mostly.
And then you did jazz for a long time?
I like jazz, yep, and I still like to listen to jazz. I just don't really play it, but...
well, your music is improvisation based as well, so it
right,
is,
there's a little element of that, yes, right. But rock is what as a kid, that's what I listened to. And I liked the blues a lot too, even as a kid I did.
All right.
I used to watch a lot of Austin City Limits, so I liked a lot of the bands they had on there.
And tell me about your guitar, actually. So because I know people choose different guitars for different sounds, and so how did you settle?
I've always played this one. I bought this for $400 about 30 years ago on Boylston Street in Boston, and I've never done anything to it. I changed the strings and that's it. And I like it. It's starting to break down itself because I only have one pickup that works. When that doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to
change the
I
pickups?
do have other. Well, I got to get it fixed at some point. But I've played this same one for when I was playing with you. So
wow. Well, it's the hollow body of the jazz guitar, and I know some blues guys use it as well. So, but it's interesting that you just used it all the way through. So you just.
I'm just so used to it. I've played and I've done coffee house sort of solo gigs where I'll just play it acoustically.
Oh yeah.
And without any kind of, without any amplification at all. But I'm so used to it, that's why I continue to use it. The other ones because this body is so big, it's funny when you play like a Fender, like a Strat or something, it feels different. And people like this, they like the guitar, they really get drawn to it. I don't know, like this Art Deco kind of look to it, All
right.
So a lot of people want to take pictures of the guitar.
They go, Shaun, could you put that down for a second?
They wait till I put it down, then they take their pictures, and then, this is usually while they're walking out.
Wow, so the blues aspect of your life seems to be increasing. So as
Well,
we're
there's a lot of
talking,
darkness, right? It's very sad.
so
It's getting sadder.
Your guitar's breaking down.
People are breaking down. My band's quitting.
So,
You
well,
know?
like, the positive side of that is that you'll probably get a whole bunch of new material out of it.
Yeah,
There you
but
go.
I won't have anyone to play it with.
Yeah. Well, one of the most annoying things I think is when things are going bad and people go, well, it's a learning experience.
Right. Well, I can tell you, believe me, I've learned a lot in life. And
There you go.
I don't need to learn anymore. I think I've had enough of, well, as far as experiencing bad things, I've had enough of that.
Okay, well, let's hear some more of your music then.
Okay.
Couple more
Speaking
songs.
of bad things.
Sounds great, you guys. Thank you very much. Shaun England and Band. 502 Sessions.
I thought you're an angel, you're as far away as one could be. I didn't think the years would change you as much as they did. It's a surprise what a disgrace you turned out to be. I thought you were a damsel in distress, a beauty who'd been tied to the tracks. Thought I'd help you out, bring you back. I've been double-crossed before, not like this. I'd hope for so much more. Guess this is it. Left lying on the floor with only your kiss. I thought you were an angel, you're as far away as one could be. I didn't think that I could hate you, but you brought it out of me. Now I'm gonna replace you in time for that train to pick up scene. Gonna bring you back to where that train ran over me. And the sound of the engine's gonna be drowned out by your screams. All alone, saw faces I didn't know. Do they know this used to be my home? The streets look the same, they lead me different ways. I walked across looking for yesterday, I wouldn't find it here today. I passed the park, the old playground, the swing stood still, no one around. Our kids would have played on them today, but they had grown and they moved on. I dreamt I stood outside our old house. It's painted a different color now. I looked in to see your memories, and I smiled and a teardrop down. I dreamt I knocked on the front door. You answered it like you did before. Was it best we left? Looking back, I'm not so sure. I turned away, headed home. There wasn't any need for me to stay. knows there are more to be made.
.502 Sessions, my guest today has been Shaun England and his band, with Jeff Williams on keyboards, Steve Skop on bass, and John DiSanto on drums, and of course Shaun England on guitar, vocals, and composer. And it's been a great show. I must say, one of the things that's so great is I'm usually the most negative one in the room. So this was...
I'm usually the most.
Wow.
I usually trump everybody else.
Maybe we should co-host something.
I'd love to. I'd be great. I don't know if anyone would want me to host this show.
Well, it'll be my last show, probably.
Probably.
I'll get the call to the superintendent's office there, the executive director's office. 502 Sessions, you can check out more shows at 502sessions.com. You can contact me directly at 502sessions@gmail.com. If you're a musician and you're in a band or you have a solo act, we've done any size groups. We've had an orchestra down to solo acts in here. So if you think you might be a good candidate for a show, don't hesitate to contact me. We take all styles, and I get back to everybody, and I check out all links. I'd like to thank my audio engineer and cameraman and right-hand man, Evan McNamara, who's been with me since the first show, and also our intern today, Gabe Strait. Shaun England, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys. You want to play us out?
Yes, we do.
Oh, all right, great. That was a positive comment. Yes, we do.
Morning, wake up and wipe my tears, start facing old fears, buy back the anger, last years. I curse the day we met. I forget one day, haven't yet. I hope it's something you regret. I needed someone, didn't think it would be you that sent. Deliver me from evil, your only friend. I crawl back to my life again and again. Hear those bells ring when I get in. Was gonna ask for forgiveness, but might wait until the end.
Well, I came to town to kill a man for a debt that he once owed. I've been riding many miles up and down these dusty roads. Found him in a church house one early Sunday morning. He's standing out in front of them all saying something about the Lord. Oh no, I guess I'm here to kill the preacher man. I made a promise to the boss, I'm sticking to that plan. Said the boss man's got my girl, hold up in old Cheyenne. Never see my love again without the death of the preacher man. Sat down and prayed every Sunday morning, listening to those preachers' words tell me right from wrong. Little did that preacher know those words he passed around were telling me it might be okay to finally put him down. He said when a man does wrong, he always owns that debt. But if he gives his life to the Lord, there won't be no regrets. Well, I just took his words and I spun them around a bit, and I gave the Lord the preacher's life, saved the girl I sorely missed. This story's got one ending. You dig a hole, put me in it. That's when the Lord comes down and says, you know you killed a man.
That's right.
But you saved the girl.
Uh-huh.
Now you break even, come on in. I said, that's right, I killed a man, but I did it to save the girl. That's when the Lord smiled down at me, and I walked through those gates of pearl.
I'm leaving this to town. Gonna ride the rails for a while. Preacher man comes around, knows I hang to my road, tells me I'm bound and I'll pay for the time I borrow. I need no magic, need no healing, won't get down on my knees, won't do any pleading. There's a line out there I'll ride, the blind can't see it. I put my faith in steam,